I want to share some key tools with you when you're in the ring boxing the taller fighter. Now, the idea is to make them to adjust to your style. I always recommend, if you're the smaller fighter, small man stay small, tall man stay tall. So follow me on Instagram. I have a lot of short tutorials on how to deal with it. Today, we're going to break them down in depth. One of the tips I give you guys is to learn how to fight out of a crouch position. Most tall guys don't condition their body to throw down. When they're on the heavy bag or on the mitts, they're usually punching at eye level or maybe even higher. Same situations, a smaller guy is not used to punching up on a taller fighter. You may be able to create opportunities by having them punch down. So if I'm in a crouch position, two things I can look for when fighting Dante is if he goes to punch down for me, notice how he leaves a larger window to possibly counter over the top. So if the taller guy is punching down but he's staying tall, then I have an opportunity to come over the top with punches. Another thing is you may be able to catch him off balance. So as he throws his shot, I may come out of range. He may have to extend himself a little further than he typically does, again, and then that's going to open up opportunities for me to counter. Fighting the taller fighter, I don't want to start off going to the head. The head is too much of a reach for me. I'd rather be able to work with what's in front of me. Right here, I have a high chest, I have the body, I have the arms. Not only do I want to land my shots clean to the body to start taking the conditioning away from Dante, I also want to have him start bringing his hands down. So as he gets more fatigued as the fight progresses, and I'm hitting his arms, I'm hitting his body, that's going to start to take away from his conditioning, or like we like to call it, taking the air out of the tires. As that's happening, you'll see his arms start to drop down. Maybe he's a little concerned about the body shots, or maybe his shoulders are getting tired or his arms are getting tired just from the contact that I'm putting on his arms or his shoulders. So his conditioning starts to come down. His arms now drop down. Now from here, I have shots to the head. So the shorter fighter, you always want to concentrate on getting to the body. Now, how do we do that? We use our jab. Doesn't matter if you're the shorter fighter, the taller fighter, you always want to depend on your jab when boxing. So if I'm out here, again, I want to place my jab into the high chest. I never recommend less than 2. So I'm going to use a quick jab to get inside, quick with my feet. So I'm here, put it in the chest, quick. Now, once he lets me in here, then I can start working to the body, to the arms, wherever I want to hit him. I want to score consistently right away. And that's getting inside, working the body. Once inside, I want to focus on the body. I want to be here and here. Now, I want to stay as low as possible, because as you see, if he extends his arms, they go over me, right? So it's harder for the shorter guy, it's harder for the taller guy to hit me when I'm close inside. This is my territory, not so much for him. Now, if you do want to punch to the head, there's no reason for you to raise up. You can stay down and punch to the head from here. So I'm here, I may come to the body. Now, if I want to throw hooks or right hands to the head, I'm just going to throw them from this seated position. This is being defensively responsible. I'm going to be less likely to get countered down there because he's standing so tall. I have the advantage when I'm inside. You want to use angles to your advantage. How do we use angles on the inside? We use pivots. So once I'm inside, again, I'll punch to the body. I may come back to the head, but once I'm done, I don't want to stand there and give Dante time to reposition himself or respond to my attack. So I'll use a pivot right here. Now I have a new angle. If he straightens out both of his hands, that's his firing range. This is my firing range. I have the advantage. So again, I want to punch again to the body and head, and and I want to stay low, and I want to maintain my advantage. What I mean by maintain my advantage is I don't want to come back into his line of fire. Put your both your hands out. So here, once I'm done throwing my second combination, I don't want to pivot back. I don't want to pivot back in front of him. I want to keep going around him again so I can maintain my advantage. The last technique I'm going to give you is the gun in the room theory. The gun in the room theory is simple. If Dante has a gun at me and he's pointing it at me, if I'm here, I want to get inside and try to wrestle him to take the gun away. Now, if I'm here, then it's closer to the exit door, so now I want to exit. So I'm either too close to my opponent or I'm too far from my opponent. I never want to be right outside of his range doing anything, because this is where he can hit me and I can't hit him. So that's why that range is the no man's land. You want to stay out of that territory. You don't want to do any posturing. You don't want to be doing any thinking in that territory. You either want to be too close to him or too far for him. Those are your advantages when you talk about real estate and ring generalship when fighting the taller opponent. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth tutorials. I'm Coach Brandon, and I'm always in your corner.